Hello. I am Bex Baker, your host. I am an adopter of two. I discovered very early on in our first adoption that there were no Christian podcasts set within the UK context discussing all things fostering and adoption. On this podcast, we are going to talk to people across the 4 nations of the UK about their stories in relation to all things fostering, adoption, kinship care, supported lodgings, all things vulnerable children. Every story is unique and beautiful as to how God is working in the care system across the UK. If you would like to share your story, please contact us via email or DM us on Instagram. This is Families Made Differently. Hello and welcome to Families Made Differently. This is Bex Baker, your host, and I am joined today with Fiona. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, thanks Bex. Thank you for having me. I'm Fiona. I'm married. I'm a mum to 3 children. I have 2 grown-up daughters. Both of them got married last year and I gained 2 handsome son-in-laws. And in March this year, we adopted our son, who is 6 years old. We had fostered him since he was 15 days old. I love the Lord and I like coffee, sea swimming and being outdoors.
Love it. How did you come to be an adopter?
As long as I can remember, I had a desire to adopt, but sadly my husband didn't share this desire. I visited a friend in Malawi. After my visit, I know I was very humbled at the way people there with so little gave so much to children who'd been orphaned and children in need. They didn't have much material wealth, but they were willing to share what they had. And then when I came back home, there was many words and verses in the Bible that just seemed to point to fostering and opening our home, and like verses like, whoever welcomes a child like this in my name welcomes me. So I was 100% convinced that this was God's plan for our family. 5 years later, the Lord spoke to my husband in church. He changed his heart and he agreed to be assessed to become a foster carer. 2019, our little boy arrived, and 1 year later, my husband told me that he strongly believed that we should apply to adopt him, which was a desire that I shared, although I hadn't told him. And then we discovered that my husband and I and a friend who was living with us at the time was also praying about his future, and she too believed it was the Lord's plan. I clearly remember praying, as in the song, "Break my heart for what breaks yours." I certainly was broken at the thoughts of moving our son to another home. That is how we got to where we are today.
And you've kind of shared how adoption shaped your family in regards to the literal makeup of it, because you have 2 daughters and your son. But how has it shaped your family, I guess, in the bigger picture?
Well, I think it's brought our family closer together. I think we're a close family. Certainly the adoption process involved us all being interviewed, and we had to share our routines, our beliefs, and then we were assessed to see if we were suitable. And during these times, some of it was challenging, and we were able to support each other and we were able to pray together. And I think it's given both my daughters a heart for children in the care system and a heart for adoption. Yes, it's had a big impact on them.
What is your favourite memory so far in your adoption journey?
The first one is when we received the phone call telling us that we could be assessed as adopters for our son. That was very big, as we had previously been turned down to be assessed. And then the second one was when my son told me very casually at bedtime that he loved me. So yeah, that was massive. I couldn't wait to get out of his bedroom to tell everybody. Because at times he does hate me.
Yes, they do that too. And how has God been speaking to you through it?
So he's taught me to trust him and be patient, as his timing is perfect and he is in control. And I look back over our lives and see how the Lord has prepared us over the years for adopting our son. Probably years ago, if we'd applied to adopt, we wouldn't have been ready. We wouldn't have maybe had the resources we needed within to adopt. But the Lord knows that, and his timing is perfect.
What has been your greatest challenge so far in your adoption journey?
Being turned down to be assessed as an adopter was and certainly my biggest challenge. After that, I contacted Home for Good, and they were able to help us answer some of the concerns that had been put to us. There was much prayer surrounding it, and yes, we were able to give the answers to the concerns.
Have you been well supported through your journey?
Yes, I think we have been well supported. We've had an amazing social worker who has been with us from the very start through fostering and part of adoption. That's been great. I couldn't speak highly enough about her. And our own family and our church family have been an amazing source of support and encouragement. We really value their love and their prayers. And the day that we were told we couldn't be considered as adopters, our minister and his wife came round immediately with flowers and prayed with us, and that was very, very supportive and very encouraging for us. And then Home for Good has given us so much advice and help and prayer support. I have a friend, and she, through fostering and adoption, she encouraged me to make a photo book each year for our son, but also for the other children that we had, when they moved on. It was good to be able to have that for them, and it's good for us too, because we would have kept a copy for ourselves, just to look back on. We have a friend who lives with us from time to time, and she's our sister in the Lord, and she's part of our extended family, and she has prayed for our son from the very beginning, and she was just always cheering us on, even from like thousands of miles away. Wherever she was, she would be speaking and praying with us via Zoom. So that was a great support. So we've had a really good support network, and still do have, and we're very thankful of that, and we recognise how much we need it.
And that must be an absolute blessing, which kind of leads us to the next question, which is, have you experienced God's blessing?
Well, yes. Yes, definitely. There are very tough times, I'm not going to lie, but sometimes I just feel like my heart is really going to burst, and it's just overflowing with the Lord's blessing. I just feel the Lord has given us so many opportunities that I would never, ever have believed that we would have. And we have helped a few times at a kids' summer camp. It's a canvas camp. And my son, he just absolutely loves it. And when it finishes, he's saying, when is it going to happen? When is Cranfield? When is Cranfield? And in particular, the last night of camp, he just loves it with the bonfire and marshmallows and hot chocolate, and just snuggling down in his sleeping bag about midnight at the end of the night. And I think just to see that is just such a blessing, it's just, it's so special. Also, I think seeing the Lord opening doors which have been closed, and very definitely closed, but then seeing his hand in the situation and then just turning decisions around has been such a blessing. And I'm just absolutely amazed and blown away at the Lord's provision for us all, the way he's provided, even in the playground, new friends for us, other parents who's a similar age to us is just amazing. And also he's provided new activities for my son to enjoy, which he's really thriving in, and just things that I wouldn't have thought about before. The Lord has blessed us abundantly.
Direct contact, has this been a part of your story in any way?
Yes, we have direct contact 4 times a year, and this has been a positive experience, maybe slightly different because we've known our son's birth parent from the very beginning. Yeah, we've had a good relationship with them and have done all we can to nurture that. We try to save up photos and continue with a photo book for them each year. Yes, so far it's been positive.
Okay, 4 times a year, that must mean it is going well, because it starts at like once a year, or maybe it never was that low for you because you fostered first. But
yes, it was never that low, so that was a reduction to 4 times a year. It is recognised, but it is a high level of direct contact. Yes, as long as it goes well, it will stay at that level. Yes.
I feel like getting to that level is so positive. So if it's safe and meaningful for the child.
Yes, I think he looks forward to it. He enjoys it. Last time we were able to do an activity, go bowling, and that was good.
Does he comprehend it yet?
Yeah, I think he does a bit. Yes. You know what children are like. Sometimes they ask you questions when you're not expecting them, or whenever you want them to go to sleep, they've suddenly got all the questions of the day. So there's definitely little parts of it that I think he understands.
What advice would you give to someone starting their journey into fostering or adoption?
Well, I would say it's definitely a roller coaster of emotion. There are some real high points, but There's also some really low points and really challenging moments. I mean, looking back to fostering, the little one we were fostering, and this is the first little one that we'd fostered short term, when he was moving to his forever home, that was just, for me, very, very challenging, just being able to let go, trusting that the Lord had him. But I remember something really special that, I think I just spent the whole week crying, and my eyes were red. But my daughter said, Mom, we need to make this special. We need to have a party. And we had a party the day before he left, and nobody felt like celebrating, but it gave us a focus. It was good, and we made food and had a cake, and we did handprints, and we kept the handprints and he took his with him. That was very difficult, and once he left there was a sense of relief that we had got through it, we'd managed to hold it together. What I also realised was what was so important was meeting up again. We met up a month later, and that was just great for us all. That was so important. I just think it's really great if you can maintain contact with the children that you've fostered, and we have managed to do that.
I think that's also a great reminder for adopters to also
Absolutely.
Because as much as we know that, right, it's really easy for life to get busy and us to go, they were the foster carers, it's fine. But it's just a good reminder to be actually checking in, because for you, for the foster carer, it's a really emotional thing that's happened, that loss as well. And we don't even understand what it is for our kids because they can't necessarily verbalize it. It's just really important that we, as the adults, maintain those relationships so it's not as big of a loss for our kids, but also, I guess, for foster care on the other side of it as well.
Yeah, definitely. One of the little ones who was adopted, remember the adopters saying, he's a wee bit unsettled. We don't know when we're meant to meet up with you, but can we meet up again? And I think that was maybe not quite 2 weeks. I don't know what the research is, but I was like, yes, please. I was just so desperate to just give him a hug and see that he was okay. And I knew he was okay, but somehow emotionally, until I was able to hug him, I don't think, I wasn't going to be able to settle. So, as soon as we set eyes on each other, both the little guy and I just burst into tears. But just after that, it was just great. We settled, and I remember his forever parents saying he slept really well after that, and I thought, yes, that just makes sense. Yeah. So, and sometimes, I think you do need to sometimes question the professionals. They're not always singing from the same hymn sheet, and different ones say different things, and I think I've learnt to question and to speak up. At the start you're maybe a bit hesitant and reticent about speaking up, because you think you're going to get a black mark, but you learn.
And there is a really unfair power dynamic in those relationships as well. That's what we always found. It is still important to advocate for the child, even if in theory it's risking you.
Absolutely. I think I've just been so aware how the Lord, looking back, has held us tightly. He's taken us to places and become friends with people that I would never have believed that we would be friends with, but we just know that those friendships and relationships have been ordained by the Lord. I just remember so many times feeling I'm not equipped to adopt. I need the Lord's strength in it all, but if the Lord calls you to adopt, He will equip you. Calls you to foster, He will equip you, and just to trust Him. And also He'll only equip you once you step out in faith, and when you're willing, the Lord provides. I know that might seem a bit of a cliche, but looking back and reflection, that's just so true, and even reading all the things I had written before I even got as far as contacting the trust to ask if we could be assessed as foster carers. I remember reading all the things I had written down and just the words the Lord had given me.
Well, that is actually the end of my questions. Is there anything else you wanted to say? Anything else you wanted to add before we finish?
I think I just want to say that I have no regrets about our fostering and adoption journey. It's certainly made our life very varied and interesting, and just been so blessed, through it.
Great. Well, that sounds like a perfect place to end. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Please make sure that you follow us on Instagram and turn on your notifications wherever you listen to your podcasts. Families Made Differently releases a new episode on the first Friday of each month at 9 a.m. Please comment on the podcast or slide into our DMs with your favourite bits, what inspired you, any questions you have, or if you too would like to be involved. We really appreciate your listening ears and continued support. This was Families Made Differently, the podcast designed to share stories from Christians in the UK whose lives and families have been shaped by fostering and adoption.